is the 7th of March 2024, and I am joined on set with the aspirants of Off Campus Mail. As we continue the interview, remember this is the Sabu exclusive interviews where we give you exclusive interviews to know your aspirants better. As we continue the interview, also note that you can send in your questions online. I am Atieno Ashley, and welcome to Hope Channel Baraton. Today, I am joined in studio with three amazing gentlemen. The seat was contested by four people, but unfortunately, one of them has decided not to show up. I will let them introduce themselves, starting from my left.
Thank you so much, Ashley. My name is John Onyango Siwo, a student from the Department of Mathematics, Chemistry and Physics, aspiring to be a senator of campus men. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ashley. Neguran Metekini Aaron, a third-year student from Department of Education. I'm vying for Senator of Campus. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We are going to get into business right now. As off campus representatives, what do you think is the biggest challenge that off campus male students are facing right now? From my right?
Thank you. Suffering from their daily basics need. In fact, I met a boy at Jacaranda was telling me life imemfika means he had no otherwise. So because of the situation that time I could not help. The other time I was in Chemundu, I met a good brother. Also the same challenge. So the challenge of needs among vulnerable brothers is a big problem and a challenge to most of our students outside there. Second thing, you know, I have a bit of knowledge on business. I learned that when the demand is high, the price also rise. But now, students living outside there are few compared to the rentals, but you realize the cost is still high. So it's a big challenge. You may take it lightly, but it's a big challenge that need to be addressed. The third one, we talk about the social space. As students, we need the social space for activities, entertainment, among others. The fourth challenge, you know, as students, we try our best to attend classes, but it's reached a point when you can push back what brought you, which is the main academic, and end up in our activities. But it may be not through your wish, but demands of nature outside there. So we know the problems, the environment outside there. So we want our good brothers to be given environment where they could do their small business investment like border riding without being fought by the villagers outside there to do and compete in the market selling clothes without being challenged or fought by the village around. Thank you.
Thank you. Aaron, what's your answer to this question?
Okay, basically what I can say is, okay, I've stayed outside the school for 3 years, and one of the challenges personally I faced, like, okay, most male students are being harassed by the landlords. Yeah, example, when you delay to pay your rent, then your landlord comes to your house, knock after knock, forcing you to pay the rent in time. Then the second challenge is, okay, uh, poor hygiene in the residential areas, like scarcity of water, inadequate water. So the place is just dirty. Yeah, I think those are the main challenges.
Sio, what's your answer?
Thank you so much, Ashley. Basically, as a comrade for quite some good time outside there, the basic challenge that I've faced personally as a comrade that pushed me to aspire to be in this position is the problem of the basic needs. You see, we as comrades now, you learn to survive alone. And most of us have had this challenge of not finding it so easy to use the limited resources in maintaining ourselves basically. So, apart from that, there are limitations from our providers, that is our parents. So, basic needs has been a vital challenge outside Barasi. And if you look at the cases in the cafeteria with the on-campus students, it's that most off-campus students, due to lack of the basic need, that is the food, they tempt to go and have their meals. At least they get even a drop of a meal from the cafeteria. And it has been a big issue with the administration also. So me, basically, notifying that challenge, I aspire to be in that position so that we can see on ways of bringing it to a solution. Another thing is the issue of the rentals. We have our rentals outside residential areas that we need to pay rent. And most of the time, some landlords bring harassment to comrades for not paying their rents in time. So basically, me as a student who have also been one time harassed by my landlord would wish to have at least an agreement between the comrades and the landlords so that we make an arrangement that once it is met, or rather if there is any delay, we can see on how to solve it without harassment amidst many other challenges that even though not a given authority as the senator outside there, we will liaise with the relevant authorities to make sure that every problem outside there is residing areas outside there is made habitable for comrades. Thank you.
Just a follow-up question before we continue. When Aaron talks about poor hygiene and lack of water, do you all think the school has done enough to try and at least bring up the levels of hygiene, or they have at least tried to provide the community with water, even the students outside? Are you all in agreement?
Me personally, I want to congratulate the coalition, or rather the coordination between the school administration and the county government of Nandi. And I salute the leadership of Nandi County, because of late, honestly, they have made all the efforts possible to install garbage areas. And every garbage in Barasi, the landlords have also liaised with the caretakers so that they have a common place where the garbages are collected, and then after sometimes the county government of Nandi County comes and picks the garbage and empties it and brings a new one, of which in terms of hygiene of the garbages, it's much improvement, though there is still a lot to be done. And this, personally, what I feel, and what I am up to is that at least every twice a week, the bins that of collecting garbages in the plots should be emptied so that the plots doesn't stink, to maintain a better hygiene. Otherwise, actually, it's a plus to the coalition between the school and the county government of Nandi. It's a plus, and much more that is supposed to be done. Given an opportunity, I believe we will do it.
Thank you. Aaron, are you in agreement or are you in disagreement that the school has tried to improve the levels of hygiene, taking the side of poor drainage systems? Why do you think we still have poor drainage systems in Barasing?
Okay, the school has really tried. The coordinators and the landlords, they have really tried in improving the drainage. Like I can see there are clean pipes all over Barasi, trying to drain the dirty water. Yeah, but as much as they've done that, there are places that needs to be improved, like the power place and Konambaya places. There's still a lot of work to be done there.
Thank you. Olwen, are you in agreement or are you in disagreement? And what advice or what are the steps you will give the administrations to improve this system?
Thank you. From my view, it is true that the water supply outside there is below average. Why do I say this? We have connection pipes, but in times of drought, those taps run dry. It is true. I've witnessed it severally, and my brothers will agree with me. When we talk about water and hygiene, you understand the terrain of Nandi. When we have a toilet on a raised ground and a bowl on a lower land, all of you understand that water obeys the law of gravity, or simply sewage will flow into borehole. Then you wonder, here around, we realize those boreholes don't drain. But does it mean that the water level does not go down? Yes, the water level go down, but instead of students being served with clean water, we realize the seeping waste is what we used, which results into high risk of contracting diseases. So for me, and I know students will agree with me, it is below average, and I will encourage them. We don't need only connection, but we need water throughout. Thank you.
But hasn't the school given permission for students to take water from inside the school?
Thank you. I'm a student in the Department of Electronics. I do average 19 credit hours, but sometimes there's other courses that instead of 1 credit hour lab, you go for 3. It either benefits you if you take more or you go 1. So when you tell me to come and pick water from the school compound, it is not practical, because if in a week I can have roughly 2 hours free, so I should create time to write lab report, do other activities. So if I stay far away, it is very difficult for many students and for me. Thank you.
When we look at his perspective, starting from Aaron, what advice will you give the school to ensure every student of campus is getting adequate water?
Okay, thank you, Ashley. Okay, first, I will advise the school management to supply at least more big tanks outside the school for enough supply of water. And then secondly, at least the drainage system, at least there should be enough personnel who will be ensuring that the water in the drainage are completely cleared.
Thank you, Siwo.
Thank you so much. Allow me begin by appreciating what the school has done to the students. In as much as it is not much, but we have been given an allowance to come and fetch water from the school. It is true that outside there is insufficiency of water supply, and mostly when drought comes, even the boreholes that we are having, at times they run dry. In coalition with the school and the county government of Nandi, there are boreholes that can be drilled and water availed in more stations outside Barasi. Like currently, we all know, it's only one port where even those who are supplying, the suppliers of water are fetching water from the same point. It's so hard for the students who are having classes to go and line together with those who are doing their business to fetch water. So probably what I feel and what I am up to is that coalition between the school and the administration and the county government of Nandi, we can install more sources, or rather we can drill more boreholes to ensure proper supply of water, not to maybe you may need water during the day, and it's not logical to come and draw water when people are also up to their businesses. So probably my advice, or rather what I am up to, is that to ensure that we collaborate, we connect the administration and the county government of Nandi, because also remember the school has got a water treatment process, and we can try and see more on how we can get it can be done that more water supply is given outside Barasi to satisfy the largely growing population outside there. So honestly, as I thank the administration for allowing we students to draw water from the school, I'm also up to the task of ensuring that at least from the water treatment of the school, more water is supplied to the student outside Barasi. That is my take. Thank you.
Thank you. Walwen, what's your take on that?
Okay, I said it is true that is below average. Of course, we encourage the administration to assist on that. So for me, we need more water supply outside there. But I will request, I know we have the main supply outside here. If they may increase too, or if they may increase the water points at Barasi, it will assist and supply water throughout, whether in a drought or it's a rainy season. Thank you.
Before we get into the serious business, remember this is the exclusive Sabu interviews. You can send in your questions through our social media pages. That is Hope Channel Baraton on YouTube. Thank you. Now, on to the next question. Do you support the decision statement made by the DVC Student Affairs that both males and females of campus should live separately starting from next semester, considering houses have different price ranges?
Thank you so much, Ashley. This has been a question in concern for so many people, and it's a question controversial to so many people. Allow me give this relevant example. Recently, when the semester began, we adjusted to the new system, that is the iCampus. And in the process of adjusting from UMIS to iCampus, at the implementation stage, there were advice that was given that instead of letting every student from every department to log into the iCampus system, they ought to have begun it by inter-schools, like they begin even from the School of Science and Technology, then go to the School of Education as they adjust the system and all the requirements of the system. It brought a lot of delays at the beginning of the semester, and we can all attest that time was wasted. The same thing. It's something that the admin want to implement. We don't deny they have got their main reasons. And me as a leader, I would wish that we have a civic education for the students whom this law wants to be implemented on. Like, they need to know the main intention why the administration would wish to launch out this idea. So, basically, what we need to do is to let the key information of why they want to do it, why are they up to that task. And again, you know, like right now, just as you have asked, like the prices of the houses out there are different. And now, if I'm living in, if I'm paying a rent of 2,000 shillings, and then they decide that ladies are the ones to live where I'm living now, and then I'm supposed to go where I'm going to pay 3,500 shillings, it will be a challenge. So to me, what I am up to, never to bring wrangles between the administration and the students, let's begin it in bits. We know that new students are just about to come in, and allowing them to remain under that law so that we test on its efficiency, I think will do much better than it being implemented immediately now. It will inconvenience many of us, and it will become a very big challenge. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but I'm saying we really need a civic education on why the administration is insisting on doing, or rather implementing the idea. And also, we also need to, as it is being implemented, it should not be done once so that it creates a lot of commotion outside the residing areas, but rather, let's do it in bits. We can decide that beginning next semester, any new student who is coming, the men should be allowed to reside on a particular area, and then the ladies should also be allowed to reside in another particular area. That, in collaboration with the administration, I think it will work much better as time goes by. Thank you.
Thank you. Aaron, what's your take on this?
I really don't support the idea because, okay, vacating from one place to another, maybe my brother here lives in Chemundu, and then male students are forced to, or they have to live at Castello, maybe Upper Hill. Vacating from Chemundu to Castello might take time. And then the issue of prices. Like, you can find, for example, I stay in a house where I pay 2,000 shillings per month, and then I'm forced to go to a place where I need to pay like 5,000 monthly. That might impact me in a negative way. Yeah, in Kiswahili they say, kila mbuzi akule kwa urefu wa kamba yake. Yeah, so I don't really support the idea.
So as a leader, you won't be on the same page with the administration. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Not really, but that's my idea. You asked me about my idea, I gave you my idea. So I'll have to take it and put it on the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Olwen?
Thank you. It's a tricky question, you know, moving from student to administration. But the truth remains. When we talk about men reside on a different place away from ladies, then I'm a good believer of SDA. I was told, and you know, SDAs, they don't have boys boarding school and ladies boarding school. They all live in the same compound. They share class only. The boarding section is the one different. Now, Baraton being a good and a center of SDA, I think they should allow ladies and men to stay different houses, but environment the same. Thank you.
Thank you. In the long run, do you see this idea working out?
The fact that the administration has decided to implement this, and maybe to elaborate on a little story about what the administration is up to, we all know that leaving from high school to campus, you see some people, their lives, all their lives, they are ladies who have been in girls' school. They are men who have been in boys' school. And socializing with the opposite gender has been an issue. And so the idea of the administration is that, like, when somebody who was living in under restrictions is given freedom to go and exercise the freedom, it has been realized by the administration that most people have misused that freedom, and most souls have been destroyed when granted the freedom at once. Just imagine somebody coming from high school. He doesn't know how to socialize with ladies, and then given an opportunity to socialize with them. The very first thing that people always think of is always immoral. And for the care of these people, I think what the administration is up to, these people, if they are allowed to stay, to live, reside differently, as they socialize together. You see, classes, we meet together, we can socialize, we see how people are residing. Now, the idea of the administration is, or rather my idea, in line with what administration is up to, is that as these people who are living under restrictions are allowed to join Baraton, they should be still kept under restrictions, but allowed to socialize as they adjust to the system of living together with the other genders. That is my honest opinion, in line with what the administration is up to. And probably with the time and when given attention, the administration will achieve it.
Just a follow-up question. When people are released and they're given freedom, they always think of the immoral. Do you think they will stop thinking of being immoral? Because at the end of the day, yes, sure, you've separated us from living in the same plots. Have you stopped us from going to Kapsabet? Have you stopped us from going to Eldoret?
That is now where the challenge begins. But with myself in that leadership, I would wish to make sure that at least we have what is called civic education on why this has been implemented. You know, the intention is to reduce immorality. That is the main intention of the administration. And so, if that is what the administration is up to, but at some point, you know, as we are up to attaining our degree, at least at the end of the day, you also need to have a partner, right? And so, when you're not allowed to socialize with these ladies, it will be so hard to get a partner later in life. And so, in as much as you're allowed to have a partner, you should not be given a freedom to be immoral. So my honest opinion is that civic education will let people understand that being stopped from staying together doesn't mean that you go and be immoral at Eldoret or rather at Kapsabet or anywhere, but rather have restrictions and know the best way of socializing with people, rather than going into people immorally with immoral intentions, which at the end we have learned that it has damaged lives. Thank you so much.
I'm seeing Aaron is so unsettled over here. What's your take on this? Will this idea work in the long run?
I don't think so, because, okay, a university is a tool for national integration. We are human beings. We are social beings. We need to socialize. I'm a male. I need a female friends, or maybe a female partner, of course. So, as much as we are here to focus on the degree, at least we should, the time we are getting out of this place, we should get another degree. That's our partner.
Let me ask you something, Ashley. Is this thing up to stopping us from socializing with different gender? It is, to me, it is just an act of reducing immorality, but allowing people to socialize. That is my take. I'm not saying that we should be separated. I'm saying if there be anybody whom freedom of socializing can hinder them from concentrating, then a restriction is needed, not for the rest of your stay in Baraton, but for some period, as you learn, as civic education is integrated to you, so that you know how to socialize with people, not immorally. My take.
Aaron, when you speak of being prevented to socialize, are you not socializing in class? Must you just socialize privately in your houses?
I think my brother can answer that.
What's your take on this? Will this idea work in the long run?
Thank you. For me, talking about whether it will work or not is not the issue. You know, from experience, I take things from the experience part. You can register that I stayed in Castello, room 4, but in real sense, you are not there. So in case the administration push this thing to the wall, that's what is going to happen. So people will register, but they are not there. I don't know if anybody will have guards and go and pick somebody from one room to the other, from reality and sense of normal human being. It cannot work. Thank you.
Thank you. For the people who see what you've said, yes. Can you walk us through the plan, or walk us through what you think the plan for this will be in order for this to be successful?
Thank you so much, Ashley. Just as I said before, implementing it once will greatly, immensely affect most people outside there. My simple take in coordination with the administration, any new student who is coming in Baraton, we shall have in mind that they are purely from men, like boys' school, and others are purely from girls' school. We will not tell them that you should not interact. We will tell them, you stay here, the men stay here, see how people are living, learn on how to socialize. And then with the time, let's say, for example, I love what Baraton is giving us. Like, you're allowed that if you have found a partner, they are even giving us a platform to even wed. And you're even given an apartment of the married quarters. You get that? And now, given an opportunity to stay aside, what I love is that it's not a must, but you're told, stay aside a little bit as you learn on how to socialize with people, because it has come to the realization, even anybody, even a normal person, like, you will just know that, you'll just learn that most people have been destroyed because they were given freedom at once, something that they never had before. And then, boom, they busted. And so I think when it is implemented to those students, new students who will just be coming in and seeing on how it is working, it will work more better, and it will help people. And also even the council department of the institution, they will have more work on how to teach people on how to socialize. I think this system, Ashley, it will keep every department of the administration on toes to make sure that they have integrated the information, and people need to learn how to stay away from immorality, but rather socialize in a way that will be beneficial to both the parties who are socializing.
I'm still on your case. You say living separately stops people from immorality, but you cannot follow me into the dark or the wee hours of the night.
I know. That is why I'm talking of civic education. Like, just tell somebody that we are not stopping you from this, but learn on how to socialize with people first. Honestly, Ashley, when as an innocent lady who doesn't know how to socialize with the men, and then you are given an opportunity, you are just from a girls' school, then you are given an opportunity to live in your own house where any man can come and visit you, and you have not known how to live with these men, it will be a problem. But after 1 year, let's say, or rather 1 semester, you are now allowed to socialize with these people, live with them. They can even be your neighbors. Now you have known how to live with them. I think that is what the administration is up to. And it's a controversial question, I know. And no much big deal about it. At the end of it all, it is the administration who is up to it. They will have to implement it after all. So instead of going against it, let us see on the best ways of implementing it, rather than leaving the administration to force it on us that will bring more chaos. My take.
Thank you. To Aaron and Kizito, you said no. So what is your different suggestion? Aaron?
What should be done?
Yes.
Okay, like we can continue to live the way we are right now, because one positive thing, it really improved the side of security. Yeah, for example, maybe in my plot, like in my rental houses, we have like 6 houses, and then three female, 3 males. For example, if a thief comes to the lady's door and then maybe wants to steal, at least I'll be there and I'll offer an immediate impact to maybe try and help the lady from being attacked.
But people are still being stolen from even when you're living together. So what's the difference?
Okay, I think it will be much better if it continues like we live together, and like if women are separated and even maybe live in a different place, like no one will be there to help them. Like point of
But you
security.
still don't help.
We do.
Have you helped someone who has been stolen from?
Yeah, severally.
Okay. So what is that different suggestion that you'll tell the administration to do apart from security?
Okay. I think on the case of security, more CCTV cameras should be installed in the.
But they said if they're separating people, CCTVs will be installed.
Okay, CCTV cameras should first be installed before separating people.
Okay, thank you. Kizito, what's your take on this?
Thank you. Okay, I said the possibility of this working is almost to zero. But now, the problem is, in case, if I uplift the possibility, then it happens, then they should create a room for those who stayed in Nandi. Yes, people from this area. So that, how will you treat those? They should be allowed to stay in case it happened. Only that I don't know through which miracle. Now, from my stand as Kizito, I think we should remain the way we are. We create a ground rules. Everybody stay according to his way and life. That's what I believe leadership entails. Not being told, do this, do that. We create grounds, you live your life. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go back a little bit. When you mentioned lack of basic needs as the main challenge facing people, we in the past had a system where a student could come report that I cannot afford staying in Barasi, I don't have food, I'm not eating. So they developed a system where you could come report and then you're given meal cards to eat in the cafeteria. Number one, why do you think this stopped? Number two, are you working on reinforcing this, or what's the way forward to cater to the off-campus students who cannot afford their meals?
Thank you so much, Ashley. My take on the basic need, it's my number one agenda probably. It was realized that most people were misusing that opportunity. And there are some lazy men who couldn't, they just don't want to cook, and then they decided to go and eat in the cafeteria, corrupting those who intensely need this help. So, there was people were mistaken. You don't know who to help. There is somebody who is able, but he has come that he needs help. But there is somebody who truly needs that help. But now that a law has been enacted that stops everybody from receiving this basic need, me personally, my agenda is to form a charity kitty in my own ability. and then inviting more and more people who are willing to help, so that we form a kitty. You know, honestly, Ashley, it's always so hard for a student to keep approaching like maybe lecturers or the administration every now and again to go and request for meal. But it is very easy to come to a fellow student every now and again to ask for assistance. And so, me as a student, if the kitty is within my reach, then I meet a student who is really in need, then it is possible that I can help. And let's say a parent has promised you that he is sending you something for supper, and then it gets to 9, 10, it's not yet there. And then at that time, will you get to the cafeteria to eat? It's already closed. And so when it is me now as a student outside there, you can access my place anytime. And then here I am, you need help, you need a meal, I have a kitty, I have all the resources needed, I will help. And so the issue of the basic bit of meals, it is my personal take, and I would wish to form a charity kitty that will support every student who is in need of this basic need. My take.
Thank you. Kizito, what's your take on this?
Thank you. I think this is the part that I've been long waited for. I told you I've met several students outside here, and they approach me, and I agree with you, Siwo. It is true. It is easy to approach your brother than approaching the administration. Very true. Now, for me, we want to support the vulnerable. It is true. But how will we do this? Me, if elected, even the salary that Baraton will give me, we multiply, then we assist. Even if 50 or 10, at least it will do something. Again, people are wondering, is it true you can do this? I said, me Olwen Kizito elected, that salary, or what we say, the pay, I'll place it there to assist those the vulnerable, so that at least they can get something. Even if it is a Kalenjin, it is a lawyer, it is a Bagusi, if somebody went without meal, it hurts me as if it was my brother. So I think even for the administration, they should consider that. Thank you.
Aaron, what's your take on this?
I support CEO's idea of creating a charity kitty where at least we should provide or donate the extra commodities we have to the needy students. Yeah.
My producers are telling me that we are running out of time, so you have to speed up. On the next one, assuming you have closely monitored the relationship between the community and the students in relation to the business sector, what can you draw from it, Aaron?
Come again.
Assuming you have closely monitored the relationship between the community and the students in relation to businesses, what can you draw from that? Is it a positive relationship? Is it a negative relationship?
It's a negative relationship.
Why do you say so?
We are in a free world. Like everyone should be allowed to open his or her mind and at least create different business opportunities for himself.
So you want to tell me students are not being allowed to create their own business opportunities?
They are allowed, but they should at least be given more freedom.
So there's no freedom?
There's freedom, but it depends on the type of business. Like some business, like out there. For example, I have a friend who runs a motorbike business. It's a boda man. Then the people from the community surely stops him from running the business, complaining that, oh, the guy is appreciating them from other customers. You see, yeah.
Thank you. So, what's your take on this?
Okay, honestly, Ashley, it has been a problem between the students and the community in terms of business. Just some previous days, there was a fight between our students and the motorcycle riders outside there in the name of like the students are having more customers than themselves. I think when we liaise with the administration and also the county government of Nandi, every business and every person should be given an opportunity to have a license so that they can do their businesses. And here, managing, you know, some of us survive on the small businesses. And so when you are licensed and you're paying the insurance, I think freedom should be given. As at now, the licensing authority has ensured that battle between the community and the students is minimized. In as much as there are still wrangles here and there, even for small businesses of groceries, you find the mamambogas fighting with the students who would also wish to install groceries. And so I think licensing the students also will bring more freedom and opportunity to the students as well as the community without wrangles. Thank you.
Thank you. Kizito, what's your take on this?
Thank you. In the community of Baraton, I think students are the market for all goods around. So it is funny if you realize somebody want to prevent students from doing their small business to get their meals, even if once. It's very strange, very awkward. It is true that the environment outside there is not good for small business for students. And if created, I think even the problem of the basic need won't be there. So as Baraton, I think in this election, we should elect somebody who can mobilize people. Then if you mobilize your members, we can say they create market for if Siwo is selling clothes, my brother here is taking another part. We mobilize people, you get market, because students is the market for this community. So I think there we should be allowed opportunity and the environment should be created, beginning from the administration and Sabu leadership. Thank you.
Given 1 minute each, how would you intervene in this situation where we have a strained relationship between the community and the students? Kizito.
Thank you. It is normal in any environment of business, but at least somebody should come out and intervene, beginning with the leaders around and the Sabu. Me personally, it was a problem associating with people around because, you know, I don't come around. But compared to many, I think I have good friends from around. Thank you.
Thank you. Aaron?
I think that's the reason we have the leaders. We have student leaders, the Sabu leaders, and also the leaders from outside the school. They should help the students and the community, the people from the community, to create a positive relation between them.
Thank you. Sil?
Everyone has a right, actually, and with me given an opportunity to lead, I think we need to create that rapport between the students and the society, that the society should understand, or rather the community should understand, that the students are there for them and they should be there for the students. So for me, giving everybody the right to exercise their conducting business ability is very key.
In 30 seconds each, give me your parting shot. Convince your voters why you should be elected. 30 seconds.
Thank you so much, dear comrades. I'm so glad that you have me here as your leader. I really would wish to exercise my leadership ability, not because I want this seat, but just to reach somebody and to leave a mark in every comrade's life.
Thank you, Aaron.
30 seconds begins right now. Okay. Thank you, comrades. I'm here to serve your interest. Like, I'm here to serve the interest of the comrades. And action speaks more than words. So, if being elected, I'll try my best to fight for the comrades.
Thank you, Kizito.
Thank you. Dear Baratonian, this is Olwen Kizito. If given opportunity to serve Senator Men of Campus, I'll serve you dearly. Kwa Kiswahili tunasema nina nia. Ikuje mazingira yote, nitafanya lote. Na nyinyi wote mshikilie ndindindi kwa kuwa Duduvule aachi hadi atoboe miti. Asanteni.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Sabu exclusive panel off campus mail. As we take a break tomorrow to celebrate the International Women's Day, keep watching Hope Channel Baraton, and you've had your leaders, you know who you will vote for, and as you've had them, they are all ready to fight for you, the comrades. Until next time, keep watching Hope Channel Baraton. I am Atino Ashley. Have a lovely night.